Afternoon class.
Yes, sir.
Hi, sir. Hi, sir.
Excited na mo mahagbong?
Buhay.
Excited na mahagbong or excited na makapasar?
Excited na ako, sir.
Makapasok.
Makapasok.
Makapaso. Naong sa mo paso, Bing?
Sige.
Sige lang, laban lang tadi ang dapita, no? Kapit na sila manood, paabot sa kanila.
Sir, asa sir?
Ang
Asa di?
first group eh. First group eh, wala na ba kapasar? Conditional na ba to sila?
Asa sila? Asa di
Kibaw
ka
na si Kuan, kibaw. Nako syudad. Naglaglaag. Tanaw kog sini, charot. Tanaw. Ha, wala eh. Tanaw ra ko basketball class. Basketball lang no kita tanaw. Ha? Siya, secret.
Nakakuyog tiyab.
Wala, uy, ginoo ko.
Apas mo
Dahil
sir.
nagpaayo ko sa akong sakyanan. Nagpa-change oil ko sa akong sakyanan. Oh. I'm going na ang check-up.
Tutagot.
Sige lang mo kakulba diha. Tabi-tabi sa ta para komportable mo kay. Diba ko puno kulbaan mo, luspan na kay mo sa tanan.
Kurog na may dali sir. Kurog na may dali.
Ha?
Kurog na may dali. Press sir.
Naong sa nagkurubi para papasaron.
Buhi. Katahe.
Naong sa nagkurog para papasaron.
No, sa nagpuro. Puro po. Yan si Sir Carl.
Ano mo kabuok ani nga grupo?
11.
11 mi sir.
May kinitabang nas golden.
Oh. Tabang sir, madag di sir.
Start na taron tataod, standby lang din nga.
Ay, kapili sir.
Gwapo kay Uncle oy. Call. Nambuk naman ta call.
Siyang cool. JL. Siya sir? Ako sir?
Dako naman kay ka-call.
Sir, dako na sir. Boy, bantay ko sinagod.
Di palabig ka on call.
Buhi. May ikaon ko sir.
No, kani sila James sa mga tabian kay niya. Kapag ka question na to, tan-aon tag mo tabi ba gyud ni.
Yes sir. Laban.
Laban.
Sir.
Kailangan mo tubag,
Sir.
sure. Nana si Sir Carlo. Ana internet diya, sir? Or usa gyapon mo kuan?
Balik na internet, sir.
Ana di ay.
What time is, sir?
May na pa din na si Gubuli diri ay. Bro,
Naman, bubuli.
Wala sir.
John J na, sir.
Si David.
si Junji di ay.
Sir.
O di ba bubuli mo na si Junji?
Oo.
Di ba bubuli mo na si Junji?
Oo sir. Oh, gagawin lang sir.
Sige. Maabot lang ta sa signal ni ma'am and ni sir na mag-start na ta kay.
Si David.
Start na ta.
David.
Pa si David.
Wala pa si David. Ngayon, magkakaon David.
Sayo siguro ni nahumanog kaon si Sir Carlo.
Yes sir, kami yung kaon sir. Hindi kami ginam kaon man.
Ano ang kaon?
Huwag may tutuma sir. Wala may tutuma.
Ano ang mong gutuma kay nakulbaan mo?
Oo. Ano agad sir? Ay, tawa sir. Ilan ko nun sir.
Hindi makulbaan.
Sir Hardin.
Isa man yung gikahadlukan. Matay mo Sir Hardin do.
sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Same.
Ano pa yun? Kaya rin
Laban na guys.
Wala pa, bro.
Sir.
Wala pa nag-start. Ay, na si Sir Harding. Good afternoon, sir.
your internet is unstable.
Hadlock sila nimo, sir.
Please accept Sir Hardin's second account, second device. Excuse me, kindly accept Sir Hardin's second device or second account of use. Sir Hardin will be using cell phone and laptop.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
I understand that all of you are congested there. All of you are wearing upper uniform, no problem. But for as long as I observe proper posture, because this is one of the foul incident in the previous group. One of the factors why they have a conditional remarks because of their posture attitude during the defense. Remember, this is a formal gathering defense. So you should give your best mentally, physically, and presence of mind always there. So when we say physically, although we have an online discussion or interrogation, but at least we observe proper decorum, proper posture there. Okay, that is a house rule according to Ma'am Bacalso also recommendation. And then next, we are 3 panelists here. Compare in the morning, we have Sir Philip, but now Sir Philip have the class, so we are only 3 here, Sir Serentas, me, and Sir Trosio. So I am appointed by Ma'am Bacalso as the chairman of the panelists. So whenever there is a tie, I will have the authority to break the tie. But I just want to emphasize this one that there's no such thing as redefense. You are the 4th group, and sad to say the 3rd group got all conditional remarks. The first group passed, the second group passed. We break the tie in the second group. The 3rd group, unfortunately, unconditional, conditional, but I think this one will follow the 3rd group, or I don't know. But my advice is do your best because a lot of questions being rendered by the different panelists. Okay, so shall we start? Again, welcome to our evaluation of your manuscript research. I hope everyone will contribute their ideas because all of you are proponent. Okay, so you may have now the screen. I want you to make your presentation KISS, KIS. KIS lang. Okay. You know what is the meaning of TIS? Keep in short and simple. So, kuan lang. Introduction, go to the right after introduction statement or problem. And then we saw all the summary of findings, also the tabulation. Makita na din sa manuscript. Go directly to the conclusion and recommendation. Again, short, rational, statement of problem, and then conclusion, recommendation. Kana lang. Okay? Oh, namoy opening prayer. Okay, we will abide that one. Probably it will help to your group. Okay, go.
So before we start, let's put ourselves in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses,
As we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. So good afternoon, panelists. We are the group 4, and let me introduce to you our research title, which is the Information and Communication Technology Enhances the Academic Performance of Grade 12 TVL ICT Students.
rational. The era of 21st century is often regarded as an era of technology, including information and communication technology, or ICT. It has become common and increasingly the most important technology, particularly in the field of education, since it has recently created such platforms and various opportunities. ICT consists of desktop, laptop, printer, software, and applications, smartphones, peripherals, and other medium devices connected to the internet that are intended to fulfill information processing and communication functions. A research study conducted by Islam and Fuji 2010, the findings revealed that ICT access provided to the students are not utilized to enhance the academic performance. Additionally, many experts and experienced people say that due to ICT in education, students' imagination is affected and their thinking ability is reduced. On the contrary, one important study conducted by Balanska, Anja, Roger, and Kefala 2016, the result reveals that ICT impact on competency development, teamwork and independent learning, and higher order thinking skills. Moreover, 86% of teachers in Europe stated that students were not just motivated and attentive in class, but also students feel greater responsibility for their own learning when ICT facilities are used in class. As ICT standards keep learning easier, as Hussein Solmandin and Shafik 2017 said. So it can be said that ICT helps to improve the quality of learning and educational outcomes. New advancements which are taking place all over the world have changed into a well-connected village. Learners of this 21st century are more creative and interested in technology-driven tasks, as Shaheen and Cotton 2017 said. They are availing the ICT services using smart devices and the internet. However, the growth of ICT in schools doesn't always give satisfactory impact as expected. It is always needed to measure the students' behavior towards ICT services, usage, and its influence in students' academic performance. Shamim Talukder, Twitter 15 said. Therefore, the researchers aim to determine how information and communication technology enhances the academic performance of grade 12 TVL ICT students of Consolatrix College of Toledo City, Incorporated.
Statement of the problem. This research work aims to determine how information and communication technology enhances the academic performance of the grade 12 TVL ICT students. Specifically, this research seeks to answer the following questions. Number 1, what is the profile of the respondents in terms of the following: age and gender? Number 2, what are the students' attitude towards the use of ICT in enhancing their academic performance? And number 3, what are the students' positive and negative reaction towards the use of ICT?
presentation, analysis, summary of findings, conclusion, and recommendation.
This chapter presents the summary and conclusion derived in the conduct of the study, which is to determine how information and communication technology enhances the academic performance of grade 12 TVL ICT students. It also provides recommendations that can be pursued by the students. The study was conducted at Conservative College of Toledo City Incorporated. The respondents were the grade 12 TVL ICT students. It employed qualitative research and utilized descriptive survey method for gathering data. Self-made questionnaires serve as the instrument for collecting data. The statistical tools used were mean and percentage formula.
Conclusion. Based on the indicated findings, the following conclusions were drawn. Number one, students show positive attitude toward the use of ICT. They take ICT as a tool to enhance their learning engagement. Number two, students become more motivated and interested in learning when ICT is used. Number three, ICT has effectively, positively, and efficiently enhanced the academic performance of the students. Or, however, the usage of ICT is not balanced. Students use ICT mostly for non-academic purpose. ICT resources are useful when it is properly used by students. Not all students have enough access on ICT resources. The lack of ICT resources at home may lower the academic performance of the students. Students find ICT helpful and the same stressful. Students need more guidance for their parents and teachers to attain better learning, especially nowadays. The students are all in distance learning modality.
Recommendations. In the light of the findings of the study, the researchers strongly recommend the following. Number one, students should ensure to create a balance between constructive use of ICT for academic purposes and non-academic purposes. Number two, continue providing ICT students with access to the basic technologies that are most important for their academic success. Number three, teachers should always guide their students, communicate, and provide better and easier learning techniques using ICT to lessen the stress of the students and to attain better learning, especially in the new normal. Number four, proper steps should be taken by the school or academic institution to promote the use of ICT by highlighting ways through which it can be a great help in enhancing their academic performance so that the students benefit much in using ICT. It should be designed in such a way that ICT is used to improve academic performance. Number five, government should purchase and provide students with ICT resources and or equipments for better access to learning for those in the public schools.
That's all, sir.
Okay, I think you're done. Thank you so much, class. So at this point, may I call on Sir Salintas to give his comment first?
Sir, ikaw sa Sir, can I have a
Sa-
favor, sir? Ikaw sa una, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sige. Ako una. Anyway, I'm ready also. Okay, this question, I want to select randomly to any one of you. So my favorite student sa una, Obenza, you will answer this question. Yeah, I know you can answer this one. Obenza, kindly come forward. And bear in mind that we panelists are trying our best to speak in English. So you should respond also in English. Huh? Okay, you should respond also. Okay. Obensa, what do you think in your title? Do we need to refine it, or your title is already complete? Try to weigh in on the construction of your title. Do we need to refine, fix, or rectify it, or as is na ni? And then why?
No need, sir, because it's already final in the final finalist, sir. Perfect.
Okay, no need. Okay, so that's your answer. I will respect that one, but I just want to add on this title. Information and communication technology enhances the academic performance of grade 12. We are dealing with academic performance na po. Okay? Kuha na kini siya kanang blockbuster na kini nga title no when it comes to academic performance. Why not the emotional performance or mental performance? Or the physical performance of the student? Why you are keep on focusing on academic? According to Sir Serentas,
Sir, learning capability.
Yes, learning capability, because if we try to investigate or if you want a proof for academic performance, you should quietly, simply provide us in evidence to support your on how you test academic performance. No? It seems that you are giving only a perception, idealism lang. But if we ask the actual evidence of academic performance, I don't think so you can provide that. Especially that at this moment, even your first quarter, no, wala pa kayo na-release ang grado, then how much more continue? And then if you try to force your teacher to provide the grades, I don't think so it will easily provide. Lisod pa mga sister, pangayong grado sa senior high school teachers, then how much more sa inyo pa kang high school. But anyway, I'll just add cross and open parentheses the acronym ICT. Okay, kung yun na information and communication technology, mura ra siya kuan bitaw. Mura siya one word not referring to ICT. Actually, you want to refer ICT here to be exact, right? So, mura siya ICT enhances. Is it right? So, butangan ninyo cross and open parentheses, meaning to say it's a proper noun focusing on ICT only. Okay, kung mayroon tag information and communication technology, murag kung wala siya cross and open parentheses, murag lahi na po na meaning. Okay? And then, thank you so much, Mr. Obinza. No? Please, whenever somebody from the panelists ask question from you, intended for you, you should answer, because this is a technical foul coming from the group 3. That's why they have a conditional. Next, this question is for a lady wearing a yellow inner shirt. Who is that? Okay, please come forward. The more you okay kana, okay madunggan ako dai. Sige. The more you show your appearance, they're more attractive. The more you are catchy also for us to ask questions. Okay, I am so happy because this group and then the other group provided hypothesis, null hypothesis. No? Very good. You have your own null hypothesis. What do you mean by null hypothesis? Okay, answer. Isa pilido anak dai. Isa pilido anak Malou. What do you mean by null hypothesis, and how is it important in the whole process in doing research?
Independent and dependent variables, sir.
Independent and dependent variable. That is another way, no? But I don't think so that's the right answer. But anyway, thank you for, yes, we need independent and dependent variable in our research. Okay, speaking of that, what are your independent and dependent variables in your research? What are those? Anybody? Malou, you can answer.
The independent variable, which is the cost, kay ang information and communication technology, and the dependent variable enhances academic performance of grade 12 TVL ICT students.
Okay. So, kindly add also the school year for this grade 12 ba? Kung sa inyo ba ni or sa last year nga grade 12 in your title. Okay, thank you so much, Lady. Next. Dini na po ko sa PICAS group. Usara din mo, no? Kaya naggrupo din ni lalaki, tapos sa grupo babae, pero duwa ka po ang ulo, aning usa. So, usara din mo tanan. Very good. You are united with one platform sa Zoom, but I don't think so in making the manuscript, you are also united. So, go to Lonod. Kay Lonod. Lonod. Is your hypothesis answered? After you gathered all the information, conduct survey, having a weighted mean, my question is your hypothesis answered in totality? Your hypothesis is there is no significant relationship between ICT and academic performance. Is that answered? Lonod?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Answer. Then, explain nga anong na-answeran. Asa dapat na-answeran. So, wala siya significant relationship. Nga naman. Okay. Wala na? Anybody from the group to support that question? Narabay pilosopo po nga student, no? They will respond to the panelists that I think, sir, your answer is acceptable only by yes or no. Then why you ask why? Naiuban mo inana ba ya? But why? Nga no man nga ang inyong null hypothesis no significant relationship. Na-answeran ni siya. After you come up your data ba? Malou. Sige. Na-answeran, Malou, wala. Wala siya significant difference. Wala. Anybody can answer?
A moment, sir. Sir, we don't have idea of that, sir.
Okay. Yes. If you try to answer, please go forward para madunggan ako. Sige. Remember that this is a defense. Try to defend.
Sorry, sir. We don't have any idea of that, sir. Can you?
Okay, you don't have any idea. That is the good answer. Actually, a very good answer.
Okay.
Why? Because you cannot simply answer null hypothesis without conducting thorough calculation of statistical method like Parson R. Dito na nimo makita 0.05 ranges to 0.1. Kung niabot pagid siya, for example, ang imong reading is 0.61, asa siya. So we cannot simply say nga, sir, there is significant difference because in your manuscript, you only end up until weighted mean. Wala pa mo ito mga higher statistical method. So the right answer for that, whenever somebody asks you, especially that this is just a baby thesis. Baby thesis pa din siya. Di pa ni matawag yun nga comprehensive thesis. Preparatory thesis pa lang niya. That is why most of your group pass. Kaya nga naman, although you are happy nga napasar mo, pero try to think that Those are just a preparatory. Okay. So the correct answer for that, no idea yet, sir, because we still not yet calculate the statistical method to come up with our null hypothesis. And those statistical method applicable are chi-square, Parson R, etc. Dili siya weighted mean. You cannot answer that one basically in weighted mean. Or mayroon ka, I think, sir, na-meet naa siya relationship. Okay. Ang ICT usahay, sir, kay maka-bright man sa usang estudyante, dili pa kaingon ana. That is your own perception. Lahi ba ang perception? Lahi po ang knowledge. We discussed already that one. Okay, next. Who wants to volunteer? Remember, mistake of one, mistake of all. Kung nindot ang answer ni Lonod, nindot po yung grado. Pero kung nasayop siya, depende. Okay, last question na lang para proceed na ta sa lain. Kinsa kay last nga matawag. Okay, so Baron. Okay, Baron mi. I know, Alcomidras na lang, Alcomidras. Nganong tawagon ako, nganong tawagon ako si Alcomidras? Ikaw ang sikat sa tanan ani. Kay mo yung Alcomidras et al. Bisag wala ka nihimo sa ngalan ng alphabetical order man ikaw gid permi ang ma-mention. Especially kung gamiton yung study sa RL. According to Alcomidras et al, bisag ang naghimo si Malou, for example. Okay, Alcomidras. Your statement of the problem number 1, you stated on the data profiling. Namoy siguro inyo ra ni nakita. For ikaupat na ni nga grupo nagi profiling sa age of gender. What do you think is the essential or the importance of getting the profile of the respondents? Naa ba na siya kalambigitan? Na siya relationship kung kuha na to ang age of gender?
Yes,
What
sir.
if dili na to kuha ang profile sa respondents? Do we think nga ang atong study mistake na? So the question is, what is the relevance of getting profiling or getting the profile of the respondents in your study? That's the last question. Alcomidra.
Yes, sir. We have different opinions, mga good sir, and perspectives and point of views.
Okay, lahi ang opinion.
Mao need i-balance.
Lahi ang opinion ni male, lahi po ang opinion ni female. Is it like that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Lahi perspective ang usa ka tawo. So dapat ka nang
Balance
i-balance
lang
na
ang
ang male
gender.
and
Balance lang jud ang male ug ang female, sir ba? Okay, we have different point of views.
Okay, so that would be all for me. So try to weigh in if you answer it correctly or not. Okay? So to ramp up, we will proceed to Sir Carlo or Sir Serintas. Sir Nino, are you ready there?
Sir, hello sir, Sir Carlo, last na lang ko sir.
Okay, Sir Carlo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Chairman. Okay, we will proceed to Sir Carlo, and then right after Sir Carlo, we will proceed to Sir Nino. And multitasking to Sir Nino.
Okay, so good afternoon, grade 12 PBL. Okay, so your title is about the information and communication technology, or the ICT, enhances the academic performance of your respondents, grade 12 PBL ICT students only, right? Okay, so your goal here, or maybe you have your own hypothesis now, which is to prove that ICT can really help the academic performance. But as what my co-panelists agreed, no, academic performance is like the previous group, you were able to create, should be changed in another terms. Just like so one is academic performance changed into another terms because we need grades. Okay, we need grades. Okay, so let us go to your statement of the problem here. So you have the statement of the problems. Okay, so this is something to do with your title about evaluating the efficacy of the ICT in using it to improve your learning capacity. Okay, so statement of the problem number 2. Okay, what are the students' attitude towards the use of ICT in enhancing their academic performance? Okay, so I have no problem with this one. This is still connected sa inyong title. Okay, and also sa statement problem number 3. What are the students' positive and negative reaction towards the use of ICT? So you must add, no? You must add, kaya medyo nakuwang ang iyong sentence. So, statement of the problem number 3, what are the students' positive and negative reaction towards the use of ICT in what? Sa asa man gigamit? Since your title is in using the learning capacity, so we're going to add towards the use of ICT in enhancing the learning capacity. So your statement number 3 will become, what are the students' positive and negative reaction towards the use of ICT in enhancing their learning capacity? And I really like your presentation of data. You were able to combine all the questions which you included in your survey form. That is good. No, you summarized it with a correct presentation of data. Yung giusa. You can really have a picture, no, picture of the questions, which I really recommend also your set of questions. These are very related sa inyong statement of problem from students' attitude toward ICT. We also have tables about the reason for using ICT, okay, and also the availability of ICT resources. So you're able to really think of all the factors, all the factors that are really needed, for you to know. For example, the availability of ICT resources, so it must be included also sa itong mga questions that would test the efficacy of the ICT in using it in enhancing the academic performance or katong bag-o learning capacity. Okay, and I also like your summary of findings, your chapter 3, maybe sa inyong summary of findings, you use in a question form. Okay, a question form, maybe you can have it in a declarative form. We're just going to state it, summarize it, medyo kamayon lang, just like the other group, medyo mauni siya problema. Maybe we should summarize, summary of findings, summarize the data, but just simply stating the result. Not just, do not include na lang sa mga percentage and mga numbers. Kaya medyo malibog ang mga basa kaya dagan na kaayo. So conclusions. So I also like your conclusions because these conclusions are of course based on your interpretation of data. You were able to know how to interpret those numbers, those numbers, mga weighted mean, and so on. You have 6 conclusions. That is good. Daghan mo na conclude. A lot of factors has been considered for sa inyo, and then you also have your recommendations. You also have a lot of recommendations which will be helpful for the students and also for the teachers. And as what I have observed, your recommendations also is aligned, or you consider the conclusion. So to those conclusions that are negative, that mga conclusions ninyo na maybe kani ang kulang, na lacking of, and so on, you have a suggestion, you have a recommendation. That is good, very good. Your recommendation, medyo daghan yung recommendation. So mao lang to siya ang maybe ang kulang sa inyo katong the statement of the problem number 3, na naipuno ng gamay no praises, and also the title, academic performance change, the methodologies, and that's it for my comment and recommendations sa inyong research. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you. No, so you are so lucky because Sir Carlo basically is the one telling all the content more and positive, and he forgot to ask question anybody from you. So you are so lucky on that. Now we will proceed to Sir Serentas, if he's
Yay,
available.
it's really my time, sir. Ako na, sir. So the reason why I intended to be the last person to give question, to ask questions, and to give my comments, because I tend to understand and analyze your research first. No? Okay. In some point is there are a lot of terms, there are a lot of the content itself that we totally don't understand, to tell you honestly. But anyway, I would like to ask you a question first. Your title is Information and Communication Technology enhances the academic performance of the grade 12 ICT student. Is that right?
Sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So could you explain to me what is the true meaning of your title or unsa jud inyong gusto kay unsa maning buot pasabot ninyo sa information and communication technology like the ICT courses itself or the technology itself or ang ICT strand unsa man
ICT as technology, sir, like
ha
desktop, computer,
ha
ICT itself, sir. Like,
the ICT strand itself
no,
no,
sir, kanang
technology,
kanang desktop,
so
sir,
the
laptops,
technology
devices, sir
sir.
ba?
Devices, sir.
If
Devices, sir.
okay so the devices no kay it made me confused man good kay kanini ICT kuan. So ICT itself is the strand, no? So but the ICT pod is there's a technology term pod sa ICT. So thank you so much for that. So anyway, let's move on to your statement of the problem. So as what Sir Hardin said a while ago, no, I totally agree with him when he said kanini ang academic performance. So kanini since there is no dili na ko siya kanang kinahanglan pa kayong balikon og maayo kay it has been said earlier no sa the previous group that academic performance it basically talks about grades so we might change as well katong gi-suggest na to ganiha no the term itself lang ha not the whole topic but the term itself lang either it's learning skills or either it's kuan kanini ang dili siguro academic performance no like kanini ang either its ability to learn no okay since you are dealing with technology so it depends upon the panel no if it is kanini if it is okay with them that we're going to change the term academic performance to ability to learn or to their kanini ang learning skills or aptitude skills no because or aptitude oh yeah aptitude for learnings or aptitude for skills kay the word again, as I said a while ago, the word academic performance is so very, very bugat, no? And that really requires kanini ang grade, no? Yeah, kanini you're you're dealing about technology ba ya? So kana lang ha. And then another thing is um as I read your conclusions and recommendations, no, I beg to disagree with Sir Carlo that I don't see any conclusions and recommendations that really talks about the positive and negative reactions towards the use of ICT. No, most probably your conclusion shows the positive attitude towards, but there is no negative one. There is no negative yeah there's no negative reaction that talks about ICT, no? That reaction towards the use of ICT.
Sir,
Sir,
sorry,
So
sir.
nasa,
since
Sorry,
excuse me,
sir.
sir.
asa
number six,
yes
Six, sir. Nasa conclusions number
stressful.
6.
Stressful.
Nandito po tayo negative
six.
dito nga.
Students find ICT helpful and at the same time felt stressful.
How did you get the positive and the negative reaction? What is how did you get this data? How did you
Through,
determine this data?
through
That
an
those are the positive and those are the negatives.
through an online survey, sir. For example, number
Oh,
one, what
did you
is
ask them questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
checkbox?
Oh, can you give me some questions? Give me some questions lang. At least usa lang.
Just a moment, sir.
One, sir,
Oh, about you.
what is your
Oh,
top
go.
most positive reaction in using ICT at home? And number two, what is your top
Okay.
most negative reaction?
Okay. So, another, no? Okay. So, again, thank you so much, no? Kita na nako. And then, what are the students' attitudes towards the use of, okay, how about this statement of the problem number two? No? How did you answer this particular question? How do you answer this particular statement of the problem? Like, what is their attitude towards the use of ICT in enhancing their, again, eliminate the academic performance? So, how did you answer statement of the problem number 2, class?
Students show positive attitudes towards the use of ICT. They take as a tool to enhance their learning engagement. Okay, based from the table number 2, sir, makita dito ang findings. Table
Okay.
number ay, table number 2, table number 3, and table number
4.
4.
Okay, so nakita na ako, no? Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Okay, anyway, so another thing is for the recommendation. So as I read your recommendation, you put it here at the number 5 about government should purchase and provide students with ICT resources, equipment. Ang inyo nga ba scope sa study, no, and scope and limitations inyo, ang inyong target respondents are the ICT grade of Consolatrix College, di ba? Yes or no? Taga CC, di ba?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Oh, so
Sir.
it is really kay this is just a recommendations, no, but I guess kanini CCTC is considered as a private institution, and the number one, ako as an SK chairman, no, so the topmost priority of the government itself is not to provide the kanini mga private institution that has the capability to buy and to purchase materials for their own, no. So most probably among i-prioritize na is nato ang mga public schools, no, yeah. Especially in Toledo City, there are a lot of public schools who really needs ICT equipments, no. Especially ka ng mga public schools. So that's why, no, for me lang, this is not necessary anymore to ask or to recommend that the government should really purchase and provide ICT equipments, especially that the scope and limitations or your respondent itself is coming from the CCTC, which is CCTC is kanini a private institution, and as far as I concern, no, kay bag-on na natay, we have new libraries and we have new buildings, which is mas i-enhance na sa school ang needs sa mga ICT student. So I guess this is kanini not necessary anymore. So sa ako lang my own kuan. I just want you to eliminate this one. Kay again, if you try to analyze, there are a lot of kanini government, there are a lot of in public school who really needs an ICT equipment, and again, that is one of the topmost priority karon sa government. So I guess dili na siya necessary, ha. Kay as I read ba, so you need to CCTC really need to ask the government, no? Yeah. And then in fact, we are in a big we considered ourselves as a big institution, which is we are capable to which is very capable to buy those things. So ako, totally honestly, I really love how you answered your statement of the problem. One thing concern lang na ako is the word academic performance. So if sa akong as I go beyond to your rationale and everything, if you're just going to change the word academic performance into learning skills or kanini aptitude of learnings, no, there is no changes at all. No, kay all you need to do is eliminate naman the academic performance, kay mao naman nato ikwaon kay that thing is really talking about grades. So nang pango na nato siya para ma-continue na mo sa inyo, refinement na lang ni so far wala ko kay did you really answer all my questions, and so far I tend to see that there are minimal problems lang regarding with your research. Then if it is really okay with the other panel, again, change the academic performance, either learning skills. I don't know if it is really okay, learning skills or aptitude of learnings or kanini ang kanini ang ability to learn, or it's really up to you. Basta use another term that suits to their enhancement, no, not the academic performance. So that's all my comment, and once again, congratulations for a job well done and for making this far. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
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 Sir Hardin.
Okay, thank you, Sir Serentas, Sir Carlo, for your informative advice to our dear researchers. So, how are we going to give our prediction? The same with the other group. We only have three options here, whether you are pass, fail, or condition. Okay, so if you're not pass, better to have condition rather than fail. Okay, so although not all of you answered some question because we have a limited time, but with your presence, your being attentive and participative, God knows who among you here really contributed much to the study, but in bottom line, we recognize and we are happy that you come up with this final defense. Okay, so out of three panelists, you need to get two, at least two past remarks for you to be more happy with this topic. Remember that you are the fourth group, the third group almost failed or conditional remarks. Okay, so let's hear with Sir Carlo.
Excuse me, Sir Edwin.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to clarify from the three of you if we are going to change magitong academic performance. So we will accept Sir Ninyo's suggestion katong enhancing the learning skills of the students and or skill abilities or aptitude or whatever. So what is the final words that we are going to use, Sir Ninyo?
For me,
Or the
ma'am.
three of you with
Yes. Thank
okay, Kaito, that is much better.
you,
We
ma'am.
appreciate that.
For me, ma'am, it should be the learning skills. Okay? It talks about technology.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
for me,
I
ma'am,
think so.
it's really okay with the other
Yeah,
panel. Baka may problema
I
na,
think so also. Learning skills na lang because we're talking about that there are students who learn fast
So,
because of the use of
technology,
technology,
ma'am.
and there
Yes,
are
ma'am.
also those that they can learn without it. So learning
Yes
skills,
po.
that would be fine, sir. Thank you so much for the suggestion.
Thank you so much po, ma'am. Okay, Sir
Okay.
Hardin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
so that's final. You need to refine your title. Can you take note that one? Instead of academic performance, learning skills. Because we can correlate ICT. If you are enhancing ICT, meaning to say that it's your skill already. Okay? So, skill. Now we will proceed to Sir Carlo for his final verdict.
So far, those are just the recommendations, minor recommendations. So it is very easy for me to decide the final verdict of your research. So you passed. For me, you passed the research.
Okay, you.
Congratulations.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Don't feel
sir.
confident, my dear. Don't feel more confident, my dear students. You get one pass, but remember, Sir Carlo and try to remember si Sir Carlo, Sir Serentas, may argument gamay, may argue gamay when it comes to conclusion. Sir Serentas object on the content of your conclusion. So we don't know the remarks given by Sir. Okay, proceed, Sir Serentas.
Okay, so there is no argument between us or Joy. I'm just confused with the with the answer of the
With the terms
student.
that now I'm
That's why. Yes. Okay. Yes, ma'am. So based on my findings, no. So I tend to again, as I said a while ago, I tend to see minimal kuan lang. All you need to do is to change the term, and then you need to refine, no. So kana ra siya then. As I go beyond to the question a while ago, and then that's why it's make me confused about the ICT. So you're about technology. So thank you so much for enlightening me. No? So that's the purpose of defending your research, to defend. No? Because
imo
you
naman
are
gito na isend yan
the
sa
one who
messenger.
really study. No? Kamu man ang nag-study ana. So kamu ang naik mas knowledge ana. So for me, my verdict for my final verdict for your research is congratulations, you pass. For me, you pass.
Thank you, sir!
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir!
Okay, so
Ninyo ha,
thank you,
follow
Sir
lang mo class.
Serentas. Sir Carlo, you
Doon
got
naman.
pass remark class. Okay, so now my final verdict is okay. When it comes to your manuscript, complete, but there are some things that you need to refine, especially the title. Can you do that one? If you cannot, I will not
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
recommend you to pass remarks. Okay, so I believe that right after you refine your manuscript, I think we can see the finished product coming from you, no? So we hope that we will meet again on the vision of your study. So in totality, I also recommend you to have a remarks uh, pass, so 3 remarks pass coming from this group. Okay, thank you so much and congratulations. Okay.
Congratulations. Thank you, Sir
Thank you,
Edwin.
sir.
Thank you, panelists. Sige. You can get your manuscripts for revision right after in the guardhouse. Congratulations. God bless you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mm. Okay, so pwede na tamo end.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, bro. Thank you, sir,
Sir.
bro. Bro, love you, bro.
Congrats.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir, bro. In na,